You are listening to the Marketing 32 Show with your host, Brett Allen.
Hi, Brett Allen here, host of the Marketing 32 Show, where I connect with leading dentists, dental influencers, and industry experts to uncover the latest and greatest in dentistry to help you guys and your practices to grow and thrive. This episode, as always, is brought to you by our awesome team here at Marketing 32. We are the only dental marketing team that I know of with a performance guarantee that if you're not growing, you don't pay us. It's really that simple. We're value-oriented and impact-oriented. We want to help you grow and prove that ethically. To learn more, if you want to work with us or if you need help with your marketing, head over to Marketing 32 and we'll see if it's a great fit for both of us to work together. Quick shout out to Joanne Miles. Just had her on the show. We talked about her expertise in operational and leadership excellence. She is the Swiss Army knife of dentistry, as she calls herself. If you guys are interested in learning how to operate as a team cohesively and the different facets of organization in a practice, check out that episode. Super excited to have 4 amazing women on the show today, new friends of mine from meeting at the SEN event recently in Rhode Island. I've got Tija Hunter, Emmy Sanders, Dana Watson, and Lois Banta on the show today. They bring over 100 years of combined expertise in dentistry in all areas with their clients. Super excited to have all 4 of you on the show. Thanks for coming.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's kick this off. Let's go around the room. If you're not watching on YouTube and you're just listening, we're going to start with Tija Hunter. And we're going to have each of these ladies give a background in dentistry and tell us their story. And we'll go from there. Tija, why don't you start?
Well, thank you. Well, thanks for having us today. My name is Tija Hunter. I have been in dentistry for 44 years. About 40 of that was chairside dental assistant. And I'm very passionate now about educating teams. And, there's so much that they don't know. Of course, the dental assistant is my true passion because we're not all the time formally trained. We're a lot of times trained on the job. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we need to learn the correct way to do things. And that's what I bring to the table for COLLABricon, is helping dental assistants, be their best and rise to a new level.
Awesome. Dental assistant's background. Okay. Awesome. Emmy, you want to tell us about you?
Hey, I'm Emmy Sanders. I have been a hygienist for over 35 years, in dentistry over 40. So I like to say I'm starting to get the hang of it. I love hygiene because I have worked high volume to boutique cosmetic. And there's not one that's right over the other. The foundation of both of those types is patient care. And if we put the patient first, how that really helps us to really step into our roles as healthcare providers and to best serve our patients. And so we together as COLLABricon, hygienist, we can be a silo. Not a solo, but a silo. We can be a silo, and it's nice when we can learn with others. And that's how I got to pair up with all these amazing experts, is because they're the experts in their field. And we'd love to work together and help dental teams really get to their next pinnacle.
That's awesome. Okay. So hygienist. Okay. And Dana, can you
Hi,
give
I'm
us your
Dana
background?
Watson. Yeah. Hey, I'm Dana Watson. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I am one of the dreaded dental spouses that you hear all about. It is one of my missions and goals in life to overcome the poor reputation of the dental spouse. I wrote a book about it, shameless plug, Married to Dentistry, Lessons in Life, Love, and Leadership, because there are a million things we can do different as spouses to be better leaders. But my real passion is helping team members grow into better leaders. Defining and cultivating the culture of the practice is everyone's job, but there has to be leaders on the team that want that growth and that have the ability to cultivate. So my passion is growing better leaders, better communication with your teams to set that culture, in place to where you want to come to work every day and you don't dread coming to work every day. And I'm so honored to work with these three other ladies, powerhouses in dentistry. And we can't wait to tell you more in this episode about what COLLABricon can bring to your team.
Yes, awesome. So office management, spouse management, maybe?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. And then our last awesome person, Lois, can you tell us about you? I'm sure everybody
Hey,
knows.
I'm Lois Banta. I've been in the dental industry for almost 49 years. I actually started out as a terrified patient. And so my passion is the business side of dentistry and how the entire team plays a crucial role in growing a successful business. I love people. I love using blending the people part with a little bit of humor and a lot of how your numbers tell you a story. And I love working with these amazing women professionals. Fun fact, we have done the research and have discovered that we are the only 4 woman-owned founders in a company. So,
Whoa, that's a
yeah.
cool milestone. That's
It's a
good.
very cool milestone. And also, we truly, truly enjoy our working and friendship, our working relationship and our friendship. It's just, I've never met a group of professionals that I get along with so well consistently. So it's really fun.
Thank you so much. Okay, so wow, as you guys, reputation precedes yourselves, all of you in this room. So well connected in dentistry and the value you provide, your expertise. This is going to be a fun episode. So tell us, tell us the beginning of COLLABricon. How did you all four meet? How did you decide to come up with this event? And tell us about what this event is and why it's so great. Emmy, I see you raising your hand. You go.
Call on me. I was fortunate enough to meet these 3 fantastic ladies at SEN as well. So if you don't know about SEN, it's Speaking Consulting Network, and it is a great place to really ground yourself with some amazing humans. Anyway, I met these 3 amazing humans, and as we cultivated our friendships, we bumped into each other at major shows, Chicago Midwinter, Denver, Texas, lots of major shows. And, you look for somebody to have breakfast with or go to dinner with. And as we became friends, I would say, here I am teaching these hygienists all about, the 5 periodontal pathogens and the 3 that don't even want to respond to periodontal therapy. And I get them all pumped up and excited. This is how we can identify disease and save our patients' lives and how we can lower their risk for cardiovascular events, stroke, diabetes, and all that cool fun stuff. And then they go back to work, and what happens? They can't convey the message in the same way in which they heard it, they believed it, and they went with drive, but they can't seem to get the assistant. They can't get the spouse or the administrative or the dentist. Hey, this is what I've learned. Let's do this. And what I found was Dana had the same problem. Lois had the same problem.
Yeah.
Tia had the same problem.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, why are we breaking everybody apart? Let's put them all in the same room and let them learn all together, create dream and vision all together. And that was the birth of COLLABricon.
I love it. I know you go to some of these large events like Midwinter and New York, and you have all these breakout sessions, and especially if you bring the whole team, you're all going separate ways. I love the idea. I love it. Yeah, Tia, go ahead.
COLLABricon doesn't have a breakout. We, like Emmy said, we keep everybody together. So when they get excited, when they hear something that they're like, oh my gosh, it's an aha moment, they all have that aha moment together. It's not the separation. It is creating, these action plans, which we help with, to go back and really make an impact in their practice.
Love that. And Lois, you had something to say?
Yeah, it's about the realization that what I know in my tiny little pinky about the clinical side, my colleagues know massive amounts and vice
Mhm.
versa. And
Yes.
in all of our discussions and meeting together, we realized that we all have the same issues, just in different departments. And what we discovered last year was when we kept everybody together, when we initially planned this meeting, we were going to break out into different rooms and, work on our things. And then we went, why are we doing that? That's going to continue to make us work as a silo. So we
Mm.
do have breakouts, but they're in the room, and the teams, the total teams break out together. And what we discovered is that even the dentist, the doctor is leading their team in problem solving the things that we're discussing during our conference. And it was really, really transformative and eye-opening and very, very exciting.
That's awesome. And this is now this is year number 2 coming up, right? This is your
Yes.
second one? Let's
Yes.
talk about that first one. What was it like? Where was it? How many people came to that? What was your takeaways from it? It sounds like a huge mind-blowing experience.
I'll go first. The four of us worked very hard on creating this very first conference. And I don't know that I can speak for you three, but for me, when we executed it, when we actually executed the whole thing, to watch the teams go through their aha moments and looking at each other, and like, wow, we didn't even realize that they were coming to conclusions on their own. They were discovering issues that they didn't know they had, or just the creative moment that they were all having together. Even though I helped put this together, watching them go through
Mm,
that was impactful for me.
I bet it was rewarding,
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
So what are some of the unique challenges that you guys like to tackle in these events, and tell us more about the methodology behind, okay, we've got everybody in a room. How do you make this work? And
Dana has
yeah,
a really good example of the exercise that kind of launched everybody into that direction. Dana, tell them a little bit about the voices of leadership.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, so we do a discovery exercise to begin with, which I don't want to give too much away because that's kind of the kickoff and the fun of it is to uh to hear individual team members' thoughts and come together with the team, and you start seeing there's always a pattern that either people thought, wow, I didn't know I was the only one who felt this way, or to really see that there's a disconnect sometimes between the doctor and the team. So we do this discovery exercise. And then every year it's going to change a little bit, but it's going to focus on those pain points. But one of them is communication. And last year we did an activity to find out what your real communication leadership voice is, and how do you read your team members. How do you learn to communicate better? How do I read between the lines on what they're saying? This is their communication style, so I need to understand their delivery is different than mine. What I need to do is be sure that I'm hearing what they're really saying. And same for me, being a leader or even a team member in the practice, I want to be sure that my message is being conveyed. So I need to be more self-aware of my communication style, and what's my level of clarity in my communication style. So we do things like that. So not only are you working on yourself, but you're working on being a better you, but you're working on also being a better receiver of your team members. And I think you just start you're up there talking about it, and you're seeing their eyes, and you're seeing and they're whispering, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm getting that. Oh, I'm seeing that." For us to have that kind of dream that we want to make a difference in the members' everyday working lives, the culture of the practice, you know that when you have a great culture and you have happy team members, you're going to be more productive. You're going to sell more dentistry. You're going to have the kind of environment that patients want to come to. So it's so far reaching. The tiny little nuances that we work on just create a web of difference for the patients and for the team. So we got to see that unfold in real life. And it's like,
that's
oh,
really
we had a
cool.
dream and there it is. It
That's
happened
really cool.
just as we hoped it was. And we've just been so excited about this year, just to see what comes of it. But our hope is that teams like this is where we want to be every November, because we take this in January and we grow and we come back and we share, hey, guess what we did this year? Here's where we grew. Uh, we knocked it out of the park on our goals and our production. So this year we're going to focus on this. Our hope is that it's a recurring place for teams to land to get ready for their best year ever, which is always the next year coming up, right?
I love that. So you've strategically placed it towards the end of, well, kind of middle of Q4, but
Yeah.
prepping for the next year. The
Mhm.
things that action items that teams can take home and start to implement for 2026.
Yes.
I can't
We want
believe
to
we're
give
almost,
measuring tools. Yeah.
Yeah,
go-
and I would just want to add that when you're in this room, so imagine, I want to give you a visual clue here. Large ballroom with tables of round. So
okay.
each table has their team. Then when you break out to have these discovery exercises, you have 4 coaches that we don't leave you. We're walking around.
Mhm.
We're mingling with you. We
Exercise
are
with you.
listening to your conversations. We
Mhm.
are adding or inputting ideas. Did you think about this? Okay, great. Then put that down on your action item. It is amazing. And one of the things that we want to have right there at our fingertips are additional resources that we can land right on the team as they're
Mm,
discovering that's what they need. Boom, here's the
here's the
resource.
resource. So let's talk about that a little bit. Or Tia, did you have something to say on that?
I was just going to say it's not only just us walking around the room, but we're all presenting together.
Mhm.
One presentation is led by one particular team member, but we're all up there because we all have an opinion, a thought, a tool, a little
Insight.
tidbit that we can throw in so that we're all presenting together on any given topic.
And
That.
we are the example of why it takes that village. So
Mm,
because we represent all sides of dentistry, we want to be able to present as a team as an example of why they want to work as a team together. And communication, what Dana was talking about, is the common thread. The common conundrum dental offices have is not communicating effectively, whether
mm,
they're on the admin side, the doctor side, the spouse side, the clinical side. They all have conundrums or challenges in effectively communicating across departments. And if you think about a dental office, just by sheer nature of the design of the office, walls separate the departments. And so we
mm,
we want to create an environment where it encourages collaboration from the minute we start till the minute that we end. And to add cherry on top of the sundae, we encourage our sponsoring partners to attend the meeting in the room with us so we can call on them when questions happen, so that they can interact while we're breaking into these total team breakouts. We want them involved. We don't just invite anybody. These are handpicked, invited sponsoring partners that we know are going to be able to make an impact for the people attending our conference.
that's awesome. So I imagine one question that's coming to mind for me is as you get these 4 powerhouses in the room trying to create this awesome event, each coming from a different angle, how do you come up with the curriculum or like how the event will flow and what you need to focus on? So I know it's going to be impactful for the practices that attend. But yeah, guide us through that. Like, what's the methodology here with the event?
Oh, who wants to go?
I'll go, and
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm so talkative.
No, it's
Uh,
great.
but here's what we do, the 4 of us. As we go in and we have our private clients, we are prepared for anything. And I think we can all agree we've seen it all.
Mhm.
So the content that we have prepared is for anything and everything that a dental
Mm,
practice is going to come up with that they're going to
okay.
need. And then we can pull from our experience.
Mhm.
These are the solutions. And then we guide you through how to overcome that challenge or that hurdle or how to implement whatever technology you're wanting to implement. We come prepared. Now, is there an outline? Absolutely, there's an outline, but it is driven probably a good 40 to 60% by the attendees.
Yes. In
Interesting.
fact,
So it's
this year we're introducing a panel discussion
cool.
specifically focused on the conundrums that they experience on a daily basis.
Mm.
And so our panelists are coming with their area of expertise to be able to impart some wisdom to our people who attend our meeting.
I love that. That's really cool. It sounds like the agenda is, I don't know the percentages, but it sounds like you have speakers or you have each of you speaking, and then you have an engagement portion where it's a group exercise type of collaboration, COLLABricon, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect
Oh,
description.
that's so
That
great.
is
That's so
perfect.
great. In your experience from last year and working individually with your clients, um, what are some of the big challenges that practices face, and walk us through like what that's like at the event, helping them solve that. Does anyone have an example of a big challenge that seems
Well,
to be
there's an
common?
ongoing challenge in our industry right now is hiring, training, and trusting
Mm,
good team members. And the thought process that is in the industry right now is we can't find good people, which is
right.
absolutely not true.
I
And
hear
we
that all the
how
time.
to find the right people in the right way, writing the right ad. It starts with that vision. And
Mm.
um and I know that all of us are experiencing that with our current client base. One of the biggest and toughest challenges for them to overcome is we can't find good people, which the good people are out there. You just have to attract the good people.
I love that. That's a good, yeah. If I were that, I can think of several that I should send to this event because they have that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tia.
You know, we already mentioned it. Communication is huge, or really lack of communication.
Hmm.
One of the things I talk about that I'm passionate about is documentation,
Yeah.
because I think when people hear documentation, they think chart notes, and there's so much more
Mhm.
from the front to the back and back to the front that we need to be documenting that we just aren't. We just don't know what we need to be documenting. And so for me, it's giving practices tools so that they understand everything they have to do for that. What are some of the things you other ladies can bring up? Emmy, you've got communication.
Yeah, communication is the number one complaint across dental practices across the country. So I think we're clear on that. Another big obstacle that are in dental teams' path, besides communication and staffing, is implementation
Mm.
of technology
Mm,
or how they want to serve their patients. And so one of the things that we love to talk about is, okay, if you want to implement this, let's say it's a perio protocol. This would be the steps that you need to take. This is how long you need to prepare that it's going to take you to get there. What are the missing pieces? We help you discover what's missing so we can close the gap to help you really achieve the goals that you and your team want to hit.
oh, I love that. So many times we come to these awesome events and we hear all these amazing speakers and we're overwhelmed with the information and the action items. And then we go home and maybe we remember one thing and actually implement it, right? Sounds like with COLLABricon, you guys have figured out a way to help them take action once they get back.
Well, we also figured out a way to follow up with them after the meeting.
Oh,
So
good.
we do inspect what we expect during that meeting,
Oh, I
and
love that.
we follow up and help them follow through.
That's
So
that's so great.
I followed up with the team from last year. I was just talking to them on the phone this past week, and they said they could not believe how much they have gotten accomplished. And it is all only July. It was July last week, and they couldn't believe
It's been,
that it's only
yeah.
half the year, and they've gotten so much accomplished. And it's all because they sat down, discovered what they needed, what they wanted to achieve, and how they were going to do it. Then when they got to work, all they had to do was implement, and they're doing it and have exceeded their own expectations.
And
I
Dana
love
Well,
has a
you
it.
get,
great story about the spreadsheet that was sent to
yeah,
you from the office.
yeah. S- we we had practices with only 4 people, and we had practices with 9 or 10 or 11 locations. I can't remember. Um, so no matter what the size of the team,
Yeah.
there were takeaways. And one in particular took our discovery exercise into these 9 other offices and created a spreadsheet, sent it back to me, and said, "So I've analyzed everything over 9 practices. What do you think about this?"
Well, wow.
She's kept
She
it
sent it
up.
to you
She's
again.
still
You
She
went
doing
to
has
it.
kept
another
it.
one. Yeah. She sent to another
Yeah.
one updating on their progress.
Yes.
Yes.
It was
Yes. I
amazing.
mean,
That's awesome.
That's what
And I
gets
think
us excited.
there's kind of this just built-in accountability with this type of of meeting because you're all making the commitment together and the doctor's there. That's our preference, is that the entire team and doctor come. That's when it's going to be most transformative for practices. But the accountability factor, even if you got that one or two that are kind of slacking off, you'll always have the drivers because everyone was there together, knowing what the expectation was, knowing what the action items are, knowing what their deadlines are, and knowing that we're going to check up on them and see how they're doing.
That's so great.
Well, I think
Yeah.
too, back to what you were saying, Dana, we give them tools. We actually provide tools for them and systems for them and almost a hand holding. This isn't a conference you just attend to and go and you don't even remember who the speaker is. We actually give you the tools, and that's a great testament to what, that particular participant did, that we gave her the tools and she actually went back and used it, and what she was able to create from it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So I think we're different in that way too. We just don't talk to you and say goodbye. We actually handhold you and we want you to succeed. We want you to do good.
That's so
In
great.
fact, there have been a few offices who have reached out to us and said, "Can you come to us?" So we created an arm of COLLABricon called COLLABricoaching, and it has created this ripple effect of offices that see this one idea as a ripple effect to many ideas. And that's the thing that it gets us really giggly excited because it's working. That's the thing that spurs us on to do it again.
That's so great.
And as soon as we have time, this will become a podcast as well, but we're just very busy.
Right.
We're very busy planning this.
I imagine the value that you could share on that podcast would be awesome. I love that you talk about that, Lois. I'm wondering, is there opportunities in that conversation for marketing? Do you guys talk about marketing at COLLABricon?
Marketing is a huge arm to that because it's what you do internally and externally that will grow your practice. And marketing is a huge topic. Absolutely.
Oh, good. I'd love to be, and we talked about this before the show. I'd love to be in that room and share some expertise. I love that
we would love it.
So I'm going to explore sponsoring you guys. If you're going to COLLABricon, you'll probably see Marketing 32 there. You probably see me there. We're still coordinating this because it's new to me. But yes, marketing is huge. I love that you make that connection, Lois, about internal and external marketing.
Yes.
I think there's good marketers. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Marketing 32 is the only one, but there's a lot that just focus on driving leads.
Right.
And then that's where they stop. And so it's like, how do we integrate these leads with the practice? What's the process behind integrating a marketing team that you've hired? And how do we track all of that through from marketing dollars spent to production generated?
We don't want to market for the sake of marketing. We want the messaging behind the marketing to mean something.
Yes.
And that's very important to all four of us.
I love that.
I think too, we handpick our sponsors. We handpick the people that we have worked with, that we are comfortable with, that we believe in, because we just don't want, our people going anywhere. We want them to trust us to say these are reputable people and they're going to give you the best services. So therefore we kind of pick and choose who we want to represent us and us to represent them.
Yeah, I love that. You've vetted people. It's not just this big exhibitor room with all these tables of who knows what has paid to be in that room. And it's just a pure money revenue path for the event. It's truly about the value at COLLABricon.
They bring an interactive approach just like we do. And we welcome that. We want that.
That's great. Well, you guys, this has been such a fun. I mean, look at this. A half hour has flown by. As you talked about ripple effect.
The ripple effect.
Yes, maybe we should do a part 2. Lois, you talk about ripple effect.
Yeah.
My process for the show is if there's one gold nugget we can share with our listeners that could have an epiphany ripple effect to other aspects of their practice, what would be, and we could each take a moment and go around the room here. What would be that one gold nugget you could share that would help our listeners have that epiphany? It's like, oh yeah, I need to dig more into that.
I think the secret is in the handoff. That's my golden nugget. Is the secret
Okay.
is in the handoff. So no matter what department is handing off to another department, that messaging creates that ripple effect for the patient.
Great.
That's
Yeah,
my
that's powerful. I guess we'll go Dana next.
Okay.
What's your gold nugget?
My golden nugget is be aware of the energy you bring into the room.
good one.
Because it's going to be contagious to your team. It's going to be contagious to the patients. It's going to set the tone. So be always aware.
Yeah,
That's a
you
good
can
one.
feel that when someone's not
Yeah.
in the right space and they just bring that energy in. It's hard to be conscious and aware of that you're bringing that too.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you talk about that.
Yeah.
Emmy, what's yours?
I'm going to say my golden nugget is there's more than one right answer, and the right answer doesn't always come from the leader.
Mm,
I like that.
yeah, let's break down the pride. Yeah. Tia, what's yours?
I think the most overlooked form of communication is documentation. And so
Mm,
I think, when we learn to do that, it's definitely part of that communication.
I love that. My business partner, he's super organized. He compliments me well in that regard, and we have all of our processes documented operationally and everything. He helps us stay on top of that. That's a good advice. Well, you guys, it sounds like if you haven't gotten your tickets to COLLABricon, if you haven't thought about attending this event and considering it with your budget, you should. There's a lot of value here, and I'm excited to talk more with these ladies about it. So where do we send them if they want to learn more? Where do we send them? What's the website?
Yep, you can go to COLLABricon.com. You can find us on Facebook. We just did 2 ticket giveaways for a free ticket to COLLABricon in Nashville. Go ahead, write it down on your calendar. It's November the 14th and 15th in downtown in Nashville. You are going to love the hotel. You are going to love the energy. You're going to love the learning. Go to COLLABricon.com. Find us on social media. Reach out. I'm happy to share an email or phone number. We can put that in the show notes so that you
Yes.
can reach out, and happy to help.
Awesome.
We are going to be at the ADOM conference the beginning of next month, and we are speaking there on Wednesday afternoon. I think there's still just a few seats left open for that. And we also have a booth, so visit us at the booth. And I hear we are giving away a couple of registrations.
Okay. Great. I'm so glad you made that plug. We will make sure this is published before then so that it's live for you guys. Well, this is so great. All of this information will be in the show notes. So if you're driving, don't try to write it down and wreck your car. Well, head over to marketing32.com and click on the Marketing 32 show, and you can find the episode and get all the details. But thank you again, Tia, Emmy, Dana, and Lois. This has been such a great conversation, and I'm super excited to promote COLLABricon with you. Thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Brett. It was a great time. Thank you.
Yeah. Until next time on the Marketing 32 show, everybody have a great day and a great rest of your summer. Take care.